Give a child the name of a giant and set her up for a great destiny. Tell her stories about the forest the giant went through. Tell her stories about the strength of the giant. Remind her all the time that in her was seen the ability to fill the shoes of the giant. You see, in Africa, ceremonies are held for the naming of a child. Great aunts burn candles and incense every night, begging spirit to deliver them and guide them in the naming of a child. Us, child of greatness, named after giants, we walk into the world with pride. We walk into the world knowing that our future was set in our history. Stories have made us who we are. Stories of sacrifice. Sibizu Sipho Kashe, Sibizu Steve Kabiko, Sibizu Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Us, children of greatness, know our story and carry it with pride on our backs, for these names are tattooed on our backs. We, children of greatness, know our path. Our purpose in life is to set the world free and set it alight. Give a name of a giant to a child and set her up for a great destiny.
Wow, beautiful, man, beautiful, awesome stuff. That's Lily to Maambethala, one of the very famous poetic souls in the Nelson Mandela Metro, giving us a very emotional poem there and setting us up now for a very interesting discussion I'm going to have with the business sector in the Nelson Mandela Metro. As you know that we're talking just a day after the city has approved a budget of 10.9 billion rand to assist this metro really to turn around itself and also to create a business environment that is conducive for investors to come in and put in some money here, create jobs, and to benefit a lot of people that are unemployed in the Nelson Mandela Metro. To help us to get into that discussion now is the chairperson of the Nelson Mandela Metro Business Chamber, Kevin Hassler, who's going to give us a sense of how they feel about this budget and in other areas of business in the Metro. Good morning, sir, and thank you very much for joining us. It's been a very difficult year for Danny Jordaan, the mayor. He had to hit the ground running when he got here amid a lot of problems that were there, some of which the business sector has complained about, including the red tape in the municipality to be able to assist the businesses to continue with their work. At this point, what do you say is the atmosphere or the environment for business in this metro?
Tommy, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to acknowledge the hard work that's gone in over the last year. The mayor certainly hit the ground running, as you mentioned, but business has faced serious issues over a number of years, and in that space we focused on areas that are conducive to the business environment, particularly looking at issues of infrastructure on the electricity front and the water front. Now, the serious challenges being laid out by business has been the competitiveness of our pricing, particularly in the electricity field for business, so that we can compete internationally on platforms. And we still got a way to go in that area with regards to our substations needing to be rebuilt and some of them upgraded. We've got a way to go on the water infrastructure where we're having severe leaks in the city, and there is a sense of urgency amongst the leadership of the city. The city manager and his executive directors are focusing on those key focus priority areas, and they're starting to deliver in that space with obviously the strong leadership of the mayor in that area.
Right. Now, how do you make sure that as business you open up the space in terms of allowing more people to come in into the business environment to share the cake, so to speak, the people that had never had an opportunity to get into business? How does this metro doing with regards to that?
I think at the moment there's severe challenges with regards to barriers of entry for particularly small and medium enterprises, a lot of red tape, but that's pretty much a national picture as much as a local picture. But here there's definitely a focus on enterprise development. Both the business chamber and I as CEO are driving that particular point, and the desk here of economic development in the metro has also developed an enterprise development desk where they're starting to help small and medium enterprises get into the market. The biggest challenge they have is developing their business plans, access to finance, and then dealing with the red tape of registering their business. So there are a number of entities, including incubators in the city now, that focus on different sectors, from the IT sector, etc., to look at how they can assist small business to access the markets, access the economy. And we as a chamber are looking, how do we encourage the large corporations and the multinationals to open their procurement chains to bring more SMEs on board in their supply chain.
Now, one of the interesting things I noticed on the budget that has been passed by the Metro was the change in that the businesses will now have to pay a higher rate in terms of water tariffs compared to what has been happening in the past, where businesses in the Nelson Mandela Metro have been paying the same rate as residents for water. And now it's going to change. And I just find that quite strange.
Yes. Obviously, we're concerned as the business chamber representing our members and the broader business community that we have to pay a higher rate. We were calling for a zero increase this year based on the previous increases over the years. It's making us unsustainable and uncompetitive in the world environment. So we understand, though, that the Metro needs to balance its budget between the community pricing and the business pricing. But that additional 1% is a concern to us. We'd rather have it on a comparative level, if not a zero increase right now, just to help us revert back to an internationally competitive pricing that's cost reflective on what it costs the Metro to deliver to us. And at the moment, that cost reflectivity is just not there.
10.9 billion rand in budget in a municipality that has very low collection rates, and unemployment rate is also quite significant here. How do they get it right there?
I'm not too sure exactly how the numbers worked out at the end of the day. I haven't perused the budget in its entirety, but I believe that the budget is fair and equitable and balanced amongst the pro-poor environment as well as the business environment. And I certainly hope that we'll see as it rolls out that the businesses' needs and priorities that we've tabled to the Metro will be taken into consideration. We have listed those in our submission to the Metro on the preparation for the budget. And I need to unpack that even further now to see, is it matching our needs? If not, we need to do a further submission a little bit later to make sure that the priorities of business are covered indeed in that budget.
Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right, that's the chairperson of the Nelson Mandela Metro Chamber of Business, Kevin Hassler, giving us a sense of how, as business people in this metro, feel about, one, the year that has been for Danny Jordaan, as well as the budget that has been passed by the council a day ago. With that, it's back to you in the studio.